वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य-देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, I welcome you to today's Srimad Bhagavatam. What is that sound from outside? I welcome you to today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. Today is April 8th, 2026, and we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 8. Lord Krishna shows the universal form to his mother. We are in the section of the name-giving ceremony of Krishna and Balaram by Garga Muni. So, this is the conversation going on between. Conversation means this is Garga Muni uttering the names of Krishna. So, first he gave the names of Balaram. 4 names were said: Rohini Putra, then Rama, Bala, and Sankarshan. Then Krishna's names were said. One is Kṛṣṇa, second is Shriman Vasudev. And then he said, how many names can I count? Your son has many, many names and many, many forms according to his qualities and his activities. And one way you can say, he's saying, I know them as an astrologer, but common men don't know that all the names of your son. But on the other hand, so that is for Nanda Mahārāja, because Nanda Mahārāja would become disappointed if he had said that I also don't know. So Nanda Mahārāja would have understood that, yes, I know Nanda Mahārāja, that means Garga Muni knows, but common men don't know all the names of Krishna. But in reality, Garga Muni's mood is, I don't know, and others also don't know, because the Lord's names are and forms are unlimited. Further, he's saying, Garga Muni is saying, this we discussed yesterday, that this boy, that means your son, he will bring all auspiciousness. all auspiciousness to you, and he will bring joy to all the cowherds, the gopas, and to the cows, and to the whole Gokula. He will give joy. And because of him, even though you will meet or you may meet, so basically what is said is, you will cross or you will, tarishyata. Tarishyata means cross, right? You'll cross over all obstacles very easily because of being with him. So then Nanda Maharaj would have questioned, has it happened like this before? Because he said, already he had said about Kṛṣṇa that, in every yuga, he takes a different form. And, in Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Kali Yuga, he comes in white, red, and yellow forms. That means he has many bodies or many forms, not many bodies, only one body. But he has many forms. And he's coming in every yuga in a different form. So now when Gargamuni said that because of your son, you'll very easily cross all obstacles. So what is the other meaning here? Not just the Brajvasis, but anyone. Anyone who keeps Kṛṣṇa with him all the time, or who is with Kṛṣṇa all the time. That means who makes Kṛṣṇa, who is with Kṛṣṇa. How can you be with Kṛṣṇa? Only a devotee can be with Kṛṣṇa. He's always thinking of Kṛṣṇa, worshipping Kṛṣṇa, chanting Kṛṣṇa's names, hearing about his glories, like that. So anyone who keeps Kṛṣṇa with him all the time. So such a person, for him also the same benedictions apply. That means he will get all auspiciousness, and he will easily cross over all obstacles. Very easily he will cross over all obstacles. So after hearing this, Nanda Mahārāja is saying, has it happened before? Did he do anything like this in the past? Like whatever you're saying, that those who keep Kṛṣṇa with them, they cross over all obstacles easily. Has it happened? Then in the 17th verse we saw, Puranena vrajapate sadhavo dasyu pīditaha arajake rakshamana jigyur dasyu samedhitaha. Yes, it has happened by him. Anena means this boy. Pura means in the past. O Vrajapate, that means O Nanda Maharaj. Sadhavo dasyu pīditaha. So I told you yesterday that dasyu pīditaha means, I gave one example of Prithu Maharaj delivering the citizens who were harassed by King Vena, and also when King Vena was killed, and then again the plunderers, the dacoits and plunderers and thieves and rogues, they were harassing because there was no king. Arajake means not having a government, no ruler. So because of that, so that is one incident. Actually, it happened many, many times. So another example which is given by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is, because of, here dasyu means you take daityas, the asuras. So because of them, and yesterday or day before, I forget, I explained to you, or maybe it was yesterday, how the three modes are being balanced by the Lord. So if, for example, the mode of passion becomes very less, and the maintenance is going out of balance, then the Lord lets the mode of passion increase. That means people who are controlled by the mode of passion, they will prevail, they will prosper. So asuras will win, they will prosper. The Lord allows that also to maintain balance. So dasyu pidita, dasyu means here daityas should be taken. That means in another example, I'm saying, so here arajake, without a king. So what happened was these asuras defeated the defeated King Indra, defeated the devatas, defeated King Indra. So as a result, Indra was not on the throne anymore. You can even take Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu did that, right? He went and conquered, and then as a result, all the demigods, they were actually hiding in fear. At first, they were actually made to work by Hiranyakashipu, but it happened on different occasions. Also, yeah. So when the Daityas take over, then the demigods are hiding here and there, So Indra is not on throne. Then Sadhava means the demigods, because their king is not there. Dasyu pīditaha, they were tortured by the Daityas. So at that time, the Lord protected them, Rakshamana. And because of the Lord, they were able to fight and win over the Daityas. And once again, they were able to flourish like that. So that's what was discussed in yesterday's verse. So now we will read the next verse. Text 18. Ya etasmin mahā-bhāgāḥ prītiṁ kurvanti mānavāḥ nārayo bhibhavanty etān viṣṇu-pakṣān ivāsurāḥ. Ya etasmin mahā-bhāgāḥ prītiṁ kurvanti mānavāḥ nārayo bhibhavanty etān viṣṇu-pakṣān ivāsurāḥ. Ya etasmin mahā-bhāgāḥ prītiṁ kurvanti mānavāḥ nārayo bhibhavanty etān viṣṇu-pakṣān ivāsurāḥ. Yaha means that one who, mānavāḥ means human being. So ya mānava means those human beings, those men. Ya mānava, those men who prītiṁ kurvanti. Prītiṁ kurvanti means who will love. Okay? Kurvanti means to do. Prītiṁ means affection. That means those who have affection. Okay? Prītiṁ kurvanti. Those men who have affection. Etasmin. For who? Etasmin. This boy, Kṛṣṇa. Those men who have or who will love, who have affection for him, Kṛṣṇa. They are mahā-bhāgāḥ. They are most fortunate. Those men who have prema, who have love for your boy, they are the most fortunate. Most fortunate. What do you mean by most fortunate? They are very fortunate. Most fortunate means, anyway, we will discuss that later. Then, nārayo bhibhavanty etān viṣṇu-pakṣān ivāsurāḥ. So, those who love Kṛṣṇa, they are most fortunate. And what? Araya. Ari means who? Enemies, right? Indrari vyakulam lokam. Indra's Ari means Indra's enemies. So nārayo means not na araya, na Ari. So the enemies bhibhavanty. That means they will not be overcome. Those who love Kṛṣṇa, they will not be overcome. They, etān, will not be overcome by their enemies. They will not be defeated by their enemies. They will not be harmed in any way by their enemies. Okay? How? The way viṣṇu-pakṣān ivāsurāḥ. The way viṣṇu-pakṣān means those who are on the side of Lord Viṣṇu. Who are on the side of Lord Viṣṇu, or those with whom Lord Viṣṇu sides? Demigods, right? You see that Lord Viṣṇu, when he is fighting, he is on the side of the demigods. So those who are on the side of Lord Viṣṇu, can the asuras do anything to them? When Lord Viṣṇu is on the side of the demigods, fighting on the side of demigods, can the asuras overcome them? No. In the same way, those men who have love for your son, they are most fortunate, and their enemies cannot be overcome or defeated by their enemies. This is the general understanding. So when you say enemies, what type of enemies do we have? There are actually two enemies. You have external enemies and also internal enemies. Outside this body, you have enemies, like, like asuras for demigods. They are enemies. So there are enemies outside. So what can these enemies outside do? They can hurt your body, take away your wealth, etc. But even more dangerous enemies are inside us. The enemies are inside us. Who are they? Lust, anger, greed, illusion, envy, madness. So these enemies inside us, there are enemies inside and enemies outside. Those who love your son, they will not be overcome by enemies, both internal enemies and external enemies. That's the point. And mahā-bhāgāḥ means most fortunate. In what do we consider fortune in general? What do you consider fortune? You can get, really, there are three types what you can consider as fortune. One is material result. Second is getting liberation. And the third one is getting love for Kṛṣṇa. So one can get anything actually. If you have love for Kṛṣṇa, akama sarva kamova moksha kama udaradi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. If you have intense, if you perform tivra bhakti means pure devotional service. Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karmadyanavritam anukulyena Kṛṣṇanushīlanam. This is tivra bhakti. Tivra bhakti means you'll do only Shravana Kirtanadi Rupa Bhakti. That's all. Nothing else. Karma and offering karma, not that. Shravana Kirtanadi Rupa Bhakti. 24/7. For who? For the sake of pleasing Kṛṣṇa. And not being covered by karma, jnana, etc. When you do this type of bhakti, that means with no faith in karma, jnana, etc. When one does this type of bhakti, even if he has desires, if you have material desire or you have desire for liberation, they can also be fulfilled. For example, Dhruva Maharaj. Did Dhruva Maharaj do Shuddha Bhakti? Yes, he did. And then when he started off, he had a desire, a material desire. He wanted a kingdom. But he did pure devotional service on the instruction of his spiritual master, Narad Muni. By doing that type of devotional service, his desire also disappeared. He didn't want that anymore. However, because he had that desire in the past, the Lord gave it anyway. So the point is, even if you have, you can get material result if you have any material desire. And what to speak of liberation? Liberation is standing like a maid servant in front of a devotee. If you get love of Godhead, liberation is there. Dhruva Maharaj is the example for that also. He stepped on the head of death, and with the self-same body, he just entered the airplane. Self-same body means, again, of course, if you're going to Vaikuntha, means your body is already transcendentalized. It's not material anymore. The body is transcendentalized. He went. So the point is, what is the highest result? Going to Swarga is the highest result. Getting a long life is the highest result. No. Getting liberation from this material world, is that the highest result? No. Getting love for the Supreme Lord? Yes. When you have that love is Sri Krishna Akarshini. It even attracts Krishna. You have the most valuable thing with you. If you can get love for Krishna, then even Krishna runs after you, because that's very attractive to Krishna. Like that. And what is the taste of that? Sandrananda Visheshatma. It's like condensed form of bliss. That is prema. So what is the highest result? The highest result is love. So one who has love for Krishna, he's mahā-bhāgāḥ. He's most fortunate. You can get anything else or everything below that. If you have $100, automatically you have $1, $10, $50. If you have prema, everything else is available to you. Liberation and any sort of material result, everything is available in that. So that is why mahā-bhāgāḥ, he is most fortunate. He has the highest, and what to speak of any other result. Everything is available to him. He is the most fortunate. Anyone who loves etasmin mānavāḥ, that person who has prītiṁ kurvanti, or who loves, who literally, if you want to say, who does prīti, or who does love, or who has love, you can say. In who? Etasmin, in this boy, Kṛṣṇa. He is most fortunate. And he is not overcome by enemies. What type of enemies? You have internal enemy and external enemy. External enemies can harm or hurt your body. But even more dangerous are the internal enemies. What is the internal enemy? Lust. Because of lust, man commits so many sinful activities. He commits sinful activities. That means because of internal enemies, the soul is degraded and the soul is put into a deplorable condition of life because of internal enemies. Lust, anger, greed. Such enemies are causing the person to commit sinful activities, and because of which he's going down further. But if you have affection for Krishna, then even these internal enemies are conquered, they are defeated. It's very powerful. We should have faith in these words. If you take shelter of Krishna, who is more powerful? These enemies are powerful, or Krishna is powerful? Krishna is powerful, right? So you should have that faith and take shelter of Krishna. Whatever the problem you are facing, that problem is nothing. It is insignificant. Krishna is most powerful. If you take shelter of Kṛṣṇa, chant Krishna's names, hear about Krishna's glories from Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, worship Kṛṣṇa, offer obeisances to Kṛṣṇa. In this way, if you develop your, if you take shelter of Kṛṣṇa, and then you have affection for Kṛṣṇa, then you can conquer all. That means your enemies will not be able to defeat you. External enemies as well as internal enemies, especially the internal enemies, lust, anger, greed, illusion, all these, envy. These enemies can be, cannot harm you, cannot defeat you. How? The way those who are on Lord Viṣṇu's side in the battle, they cannot be harmed by the asuras. In the same way, if you have Kṛṣṇa in your life, or not Kṛṣṇa in your life, prītiṁ kurvanti, if you have that love for Kṛṣṇa, then your enemies are conquered. So on this point, His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj elaborates a lot on this. I'm not able to elaborate so much, but some points which he says are, Arjun asked Kṛṣṇa, what is it, even though I don't want to do, bad things, but it is as if somebody from within is forcing me. I don't want to do bad things, but as if somebody is, baladiva niyojitaha, is engaging me by force in those activities which are forbidden. But as if somebody is forcing me to do those things. Who is it that is forcing me? Because I don't want to do them. So Kṛṣṇa said, Kama esha, right? It is lust only. Mahāshano mahā-bhāgāḥ. It is never satisfied. This lust is never satisfied. No matter how much you feed it, it is asking for more and more, like fire. Does the fire ever say that it doesn't want any more fuel? The more fuel you put in it, the bigger the fire gets. It's not that by feeding fuel you will extinguish. Similarly, this lust is asking for more and more and more. The more you try to enjoy, the more it will get bigger. It will want more, isn't it? You cannot satisfy the heart by fulfilling the demands of lust. It will not work like that. So there are, yesterday I studied in Gopi Gita class. I learned a point. I'm trying to connect it here. That's why I'm thinking. But there it is said that about hearing about the glories of Kṛṣṇa, that Shravanam. When you hear about Krishna's glories, Tava kathamritam tapta jivan, that verse. There's a sequence of verses there. But the point is, there are 3 types of amritam, nectar, amritam, 3 types of amritam. Tava kathamritam, katha amritam. Krishna katha is amrita, one type of amrita. Then there is swargiya amrita. When you go to Swarga, you drink amrita or not? The demigods drink nectar. Yes, amrita. That means by drinking that amrita, they will become deathless. Actually, they don't become deathless, but they live for a very long time with strong, powerful senses, like that. So, Swargiya amrita. And what is the other one? The other type of amrita is liberation. Amrita, no death, right? Liberation. Yam hina vyathayantyete purusham purusharshava samadukha sukham dhiram somritattvaya kalpate saha amritattvaya kalpate. What is that amrita? That is liberation. Yam hina vyathayantyete. One who is not disturbed by happiness and distress. That means following Nishkama Karma Yoga. When you follow Nishkama Karma Yoga, what happens? You will get Antakarna Shuddhi. You will realize I am not this body, I am soul. And after that, you will continue on the Jnana Yoga. Ultimately, you will get Amritatvaya Kalpate. Amrita. Amrita means deathlessness, liberation. You will get liberation. So we saw 3 types of Amrita here. One Amrita is Katha Amrita, Kṛṣṇa Katha Amrita. You are hearing Kṛṣṇa Katha. That means you are drinking this nectar. The other one is you have Swargiya Amrita. You go and drink nectar in the heavenly planets. And the third type of Amrita, or actually first is Swargiya, second is liberation, and the third one is Kṛṣṇa Katha. Okay? In the order. Now you tell me, if you drank this Swargiya Amrita.
Mataji, Hare Krishna. Sorry, Mataji, for liberation, which Amrita is that called?
Amrita only, all are called Amrita. Amrita means moksha.
Swarga Amrita,
moksha. Second is moksha. Okay, moksha.
Thank you.
So Swargiya Amrita, moksha, and Katha Amrita. Okay, 3 types of Amrita. Now with Swargiya Amrita, when you drink that Amrita, can you extinguish your lust in the heart? No. The more you drink, the more your desires increase. You hanker for more and more. Any type of material pleasure. You feed it like fire. That is why Kṛṣṇa is saying it's like fire. When you feed fuel into fire, when you put ghee in fire, what happens? It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It's not that by achieving this Amrita, you are actually becoming sad. No, your heart will burn with lust. You want more and more. Your hankering will only increase. It will not satisfy your heart. Your heart is not going to be pleased when you get Swargiya Amrita. Do you get liberation by Swargiya Amrita? No, you don't get liberation. You go there for some time in Swarga. As long as you have your pious credits, for that much time you are there. As soon kshine punye martya lokam vishanti. When you run out of your pious credits, you come back to the earthly planets again. Again struggle. So what is the use of that type of Amrita? Then second Amrita is moksha. So by following Nishkama Karma Yoga, and then you do Jnana Yoga and you realize Brahman. But even after you realize Brahman, that means you are still in this body. In spite of that, can you get rid of your all karma? Because, okay, I'll tell you. So, you have, when you say karma, the reactions of karma comes in, there are 4 stages. Aprarabdha, Kutam, Bijam, and Prarabdha. Prarabdha karma is that which you are seeing now. Prarabdha karma is the mature result of your karma. The other 3 are still in the making. You are not seeing the result yet. Some are in the form of impressions, vasanas, right? But actual result of the karma is prarabdha, this body that you have now. And whatever, wealth, education, beauty, sufferings, health, all these things are prarabdha karma. Does realizing Brahman relieve you of your prarabdha karma? No. The others are removed, but prarabdha karma will stay. That means this body, for as long as this body is supposed to stay, the jnani will stay even after he is, even after he is Brahman realized and he is in, in the stage of, what is the last stage of a jnani called? Jivan Mukta. Jivan Mukta. That means even though he is in this body, he is liberated. However, he has to stay for as long as this body is meant to stay, he has to stay. Or in some cases, he can pass on whatever time that is supposed to stay in this body, that much time, that karma, that prarabdha karma is passed on to the disciple. So the disciple will live for the Guru Maharaj. And then he will leave and he'll go. So he'll pass on that karma to a disciple. He can do that. The point is, even moksha, when you get that type of amrita, that amrita does not relieve you from prarabdha karma. You still have to deal with prarabdha karma. What about kathamrita? Kṛṣṇa kathamrita. Kṛṣṇa kathamrita, it has two effects on you. One effect is you can just relish it. You can relish the result simply by hearing. All you have to do is you have to hear. That's all. Keep on hearing, hearing, hearing. All your lust will be removed. All your enemies will be removed. And ultimately you'll get the highest result. What is the highest result? Mahā-bhāgāḥ is said, right? You can come to the stage of loving Kṛṣṇa and experiencing Kṛṣṇa also. Simply by hearing, 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 hearing. You can relish by hearing. All you have to do is hear. And while hearing also, it's very pleasing. You don't have to do severe austerities like you do in jnana. Or you don't have to do big, large-scale yagyas that are so costly like you do in karma to go to Swarga. Nothing is required. You just have to keep on hearing. And Kṛṣṇa Katha is so pleasing to hear. You'll be relishing it. So you don't have to do anything else. All you have to do what do you say? All you have to do is hear Katha. Kṛṣṇa Katha, just hear. That's all. And you can get the highest result up to prema. Up to prema means all others are also available. Below that, mukti is available and everything else is available. All other results are automatically available. But the thing is, up to the highest result is available simply by hearing Kṛṣṇa Katha. One thing. So it is very relishable. And the second thing is all desires are fulfilled. Whatever your desire may be, all desires will be fulfilled simply by hearing Kṛṣṇa Katha. Can you get this? So this is Katha Amritam. This is Amrita. By hearing this Amrita, your heart is cleared of all lust, anger, greed. All those things go away and your heart becomes transcendentalized. And eventually in that transcendental heart, the Lord will manifest. You can get Bhagavad Prapti. Ultimately, all your doubts are removed. What type of doubt? That my doubt, will I ever get darshan of Kṛṣṇa? Like that, a premi bhakta has that doubt personally. So Kṛṣṇa will come in front of him and he will destroy those doubts also, like that. So all this is happening by simply kathamritam, hearing Kṛṣṇa Katha. So this is discussed in Gopi Gita. I just remembered that. But here the point is, what is Gargamuni saying? Anyone who loves your boy, your son, he is most fortunate, mahā-bhāgāḥ, and he will overcome all his enemies. So I was talking about enemies. Internal enemy is lust. can lust be overcome by getting Swargiya Amrita? No, it's not possible. And Prarabdha Karma, can you overcome by getting Amrita of Moksha? No, that also you cannot overcome. But everything, lust and everything else can be overcome. All enemies can be overcome if you have affection for Kṛṣṇa. That's the point here. And also another point that Maharaj says is about Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj told his father, Hiranyakashipu, that you are considering Lord Viṣṇu to be your enemy, and you are proud that you think that you have conquered all your enemies outside. And you're thinking, Lord Viṣṇu is your enemy. You are so proud that you have conquered all enemies, but your real enemies are inside you. These 6: lust, anger, greed, illusion, envy. These things are in your heart. You didn't conquer your enemies. So when Prahlad Maharaj said that, then Hiranyakashipu became very angry. And that's when he decided, now I'm going to kill you. Like that. So translation by Srila Prabhupada. Demons, asuras, cannot harm the demigods who always have Lord Viṣṇu on their side. Similarly, any person or group attached to Kṛṣṇa is extremely fortunate. Because such persons are very much affectionate toward Kṛṣṇa, they cannot be defeated by demons like the associates of Kaṁsa. They cannot be defeated by demons or enemies, or by the internal enemies, the senses. 19. So Gargamuni is speaking. So Gargamuni said, anyone who has love for your son is very fortunate, and he cannot be defeated by his enemies, both internal enemies or external enemies. The way those who have Lord Viṣṇu on their side cannot be, that means the demigods who have Lord Viṣṇu, on whose side Lord Viṣṇu is fighting, they cannot be defeated by their enemies, the asuras. Then next one is tasmān nandātmajo te nārāyaṇa-samo guṇaiḥ śriyā kīrtyānubhāvena gopāyasva samāhitaḥ. Tasmāt means therefore, nandātmajo te. So this nandātmaja, your son. Te means your Atmaja, your son. Nanda, O Nanda Mahārāja, this your son, nārāyaṇa-samo guṇaiḥ. Nārāyaṇa-samo guṇaiḥ means, gunas means qualities, qualities equal to Narayana. Again, this is understood in two ways. So directly if you read it, it sounds like, therefore, O Nanda Mahārāja, that means what was said in the previous verse, that the way those who are with Viṣṇu in a battle cannot be defeated by the asuras, in the same way, those men who love your son will not be defeated by their enemies, is said. That means what? That means your son is like Viṣṇu, isn't it? Those who are with Viṣṇu will not be defeated by their enemies, the asuras. In the same way, those who love your son or who have your son, no, it is said prītiṁ kurvanti. Those who love your son will not be defeated by their enemies, internal and external enemies. After saying that, in this verse it is said, therefore, O Nanda Mahārāja, your son is as good as Narayan. That means he has qualities. He is equal to Narayan in qualities, like that. Therefore, O Nanda Mahārāja, tasmān nandātmajo yam te nārāyaṇa-samo guṇaiḥ. He has qualities, just like Narayan. But actually, you know what the meaning is here? nārāyaṇa-samo yasya. That means only Narayan, your son, has qualities which can only be had by Narayan, nobody else. I'll say that again. Your son has qualities which can only be had by Narayan and not anyone else. What does that say? If you say that your son has qualities like Narayan, then it will sound like Lord Narayan has all wonderful qualities and your son got qualities like Narayan. He also got qualities like Narayan, or, so Narayan is supreme and his qualities, some of his qualities or qualities like Narayan, your son got. But that's not what is being said here. What is being said is only Narayan can have qualities like your son, nobody else. You see the difference? That means anyone less than Narayan will not have qualities equal to your son. If there is anyone who can have qualities equal to your son, that is Narayan. Nobody less than Narayan can have qualities like your son. That means your son is the greatest. And if anyone can come close to him, that is Lord Narayan. Like that. Of course, we know it's the same person, Kṛṣṇa Narayan. So that's the whole idea being said here. That only Narayan can have qualities like your son. Nobody else can have. That means Lord Narayan, only Narayan is on the level of your son. Everyone else is below. That's the idea. tasmān nandātmajo yam te nārāyaṇa-samo guṇaiḥ śriyā kīrtyānubhāvena. So his qualities in which fields? In śriyā. Śriyā means wealth, opulence. Śriyā beauty hai na? Śriyā should be beauty. Kirti means fame, and anubhavena, influence, power, like that. So in these qualities, like in beauty, in fame, and in power, only Narayan can be equal to your son, nobody else. Therefore, tasmān, this tasmān means, so because of this, because your son has qualities like Narayan, or because only Narayan can have qualities like your son, in beauty, in fame, and in power, therefore, gopāyasva samāhitaḥ. Now, this has a lot of meaning. Gopāyasva means, that means your son is so special, my dear Nanda Mahārāja. He's so great. He has qualities like Lord Narayan. Or only Narayan can have qualities like your son. He's so great. Nobody else can have qualities like. That means he's so rare. He's so special. He's so great. So protect him carefully. Take care of him nicely. That's the thing. Gopāyasva means you protect him nicely. Samāhitaḥ means with great attention and precaution, you care for this boy. Gopāyasva means. But it's not only because, you see, Gargamuni is such a great learned person. He's using the words selectively. So this word can have different meanings. On one hand, he's saying he's like Lord Narayan, and on the other hand, he's saying you protect him. What does this mean? If he's like Lord Narayan, he will be protecting. Why he should say to Nanda Mahārāja, now you protect him? Isn't it? So So gopāyasva can, so he's saying protect him, but also gopāyasva means, be very affectionate to him, be very kind to him, and, raise him with lot of affection and love, like that. That meaning also comes here. Not only protect him, but also, be very loving, very affectionate, like that. That meaning is also coming. But there's one more meaning. Gopāyasva means gopaniya, keep it very confidential. So what is Gargamuni saying to Nanda Mahārāja? Whatever I have told you, keep this very confidential. Don't tell anyone. Because we know there is danger for Kaṁsa. So keep everything confidential. Even this fact that I told you, that he has qualities like Lord Nārayaṇa, keep this very, very confidential. Don't tell anyone. So these are a few meanings of gopāyasva samāhitaḥ. And also it is so interesting. Nanda Mahārāja also, after hearing that my son has qualities like Lord Nārayaṇa, he felt very happy. We'll see in the next verse. He was like, oh, wow, he was just happy. Such a wonderful son. Another meaning actually, here it means that gopāyasva means Kṛṣṇa is the, he is the wealth of the gopas. That means he's like the priced gift, right? That the gopas have earned, like that. Not exactly gift, but wait, let me see. Viṣṇu Chakravarti Thakur writes that. I'll just share that. I just read it. Because your Ishtadev has been pleased, he has given you a son like Nārayaṇa. This is the intent of this verse. Yes, because it is said that nārāyaṇa-samo guṇaiḥ. That means he has qualities equal to Nārayaṇa, means Lord Nārayaṇa has given you a son like himself. Because your Ishtadev, okay, your Ishtadev has been pleased and has given you a son like Nārayaṇa. This is the intent of this verse. It is prescribed that you should chant the names Mukunda, Madhusudan and Nārayaṇa. See, this is still the name-giving ceremony. So you also chant these names, Mukunda, Madhusudan and Nārayaṇa. In all good things, there are obstacles. So, therefore, at every moment, protect your son carefully. Gopāyasva means protect him carefully, because there are obstacles. This son whom you protect, so now you protect him, and in future, this son whom you protect will in turn protect you from all disturbances, just like Nārayaṇa. So now you protect him, he's a small child. Then later on, he will protect you from all disturbances, just like Nārayaṇa, because he has the qualities of Nārayaṇa, like that. And taking the meaning of nārāyaṇa-samo to mean to whom Nārayaṇa is equal, there is an inference of the inferiority of Nārayaṇa. I explained that to you. The meaning would then be, you have a son to whom Nārayaṇa is equal in qualities, but actually Kṛṣṇa is much more attractive than Nārayaṇa in other major qualities, such as granting liberation to the demons, giving mahā-bhāgāḥ to his devotees, and displaying the Ras Lila, which is unattainable by Lakshmi. So this whole pastime we've been discussing in Chaitanya Charitamrita in the past several days. So you can just refer to that, how Lakshmi Devi was not able to enter into Ras Lila. So Kṛṣṇa is much more attractive. The reason is, that means Lakshmi Devi is the consort of Lord Nārayaṇa, and she desired to enter into Ras Lila, but she was not given entrance. And just the fact that she's attracted to Kṛṣṇa's pastimes and was not allowed to enter into pastime shows how Kṛṣṇa is the original person, right? And Nārayaṇa is an expansion. And Kṛṣṇa has extraordinary qualities which Lord Nārayaṇa does not have. That's the point. So that means it's not that Kṛṣṇa is getting qualities of Nārayaṇa. Kṛṣṇa is he has even more qualities than Nārayaṇa. Only Nārayaṇa can come close to Kṛṣṇa. nobody below him, like that. There is an alternative reading to the phrase gopāyasva samāhitaḥ. It can mean the same as gopāyasva, to protect carefully, or it can also be taken as gopāya. So this is what I was saying. Gopāya means gain of the gopas. So gopāyasva means his gain of the gopas. That means the gopas have gained Kṛṣṇa. They got this gift of Kṛṣṇa. Such a valuable gift. So protect him carefully like that. Take care of him nicely, attentively. With susamāhitaḥ, it would mean Kṛṣṇa intently desires gain or good fortune for the cowherds. Okay? Any questions on this verse? We have one more verse, and then this section, this pastime will conclude. Let's read there's a purport. Let's read the purport. In conclusion, therefore, O Nanda Mahārāja, this child of yours is as good as Nārayaṇa. In his transcendental qualities, opulence, name, fame, and influence, he is exactly like Nārayaṇa. You should all raise this boy very carefully and cautiously. Purport. In this verse, the word nārāyaṇa-samo is significant. Nārāyaṇa has no equal. He is asamordhva. Sama urdhva. Sama means equal. Urdhva means superior. Means not. There is nobody equal to or greater than Nārayaṇa. That's why his name is asamordhva. Asamordhva means nobody is equal or greater. So Nārayaṇa has no equal. He is asamordhva. No one is equal to him and no one is greater than he is. As stated in Shastra, yastu nārayaṇam devam brahma rudradi daivataḥ samatvenaiva vikṣeta sapāṣandi bhavedruvam. Yastu nārayaṇam devam brahma rudradi daivataihi samatvenaiva vikṣeta. That means, vikṣeta means seeing. So you see Brahma, Rudra and other devatas on the same level, samatvenaiva. Samatva means equal to Nārayaṇa. Those who see Brahma, Rudra, Adi devatas as being equal to Nārayaṇa, what do you call them? Sapāṣandi bhavedruvam. They are Pashandis, atheists. Atheists. It's an offense. It's an offense. They make these movies for children about, like Bal Ganesh and so many different movies they were making. And how do they show in those movies? Lord Viṣṇu, Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, all on the same platform. This is an offense, right? Unknowingly, we are becoming part of that offense by watching, by hearing. Atheist. Such a person is called an atheist who sees Lord Viṣṇu, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva and other devatas on the same level. He's called a Pashandi. He's called an atheist. Sa Pashandi Bhavedruva. One who equates Narayan even with great exalted demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma is a Pashandi, an agnostic. No one can equal Narayan. Nonetheless, Gargamuni used the word sama, meaning equal, because he wanted to treat Kṛṣṇa as the Supreme Personality of Godhead who had become Nanda Mahārāja's son. Yesterday I told you, does anyone remember why we should not equate Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva and Lord Viṣṇu? Why we should only worship Lord Viṣṇu?
Because
one at a time. Rajakishori Mataji, go ahead.
Because Viṣṇu is expansion of Kṛṣṇa, but Shiva and Brahma are not.
Okay, I'll hear other answers also. Somebody else was saying, yes, Swati Mataji.
Mataji, Sarvagnata, you told Mataji. He knows about past, present, and future. About Vishnu knows, but Shiva and Brahma don't know. Shiva knows. He is the
Shiva
Ishvara.
knows also. Yes, Ishvara. That
Yes,
is Ishvara's quality. Sarvagnata is Ishvara's quality.
Mataji. And Sakshat Parabrahmatvam. There will be no, not there for Brahma and Shiva, but Vishnu it will be there.
Yes. So what does it mean? Sakshat Parabrahmatvam means correct. Your answer is correct. But can you say Sakshat Parabrahmatvam?
Direct absoluteness, Mataji. Absolute,
Yes.
direct absoluteness.
That's also correct. And in simple words, what can you say about their bodies?
Mataji, Vishnu
Their body
is,
is made up of Shuddha Sattva. Vishnu is made
Yeah.
up of Shuddha Sattva. But Brahma is made up of passion and Shiva is made up of ignorance.
Yes. Amal Sundari Mataji, you were saying the same thing.
yes, they are Guna avatars, Mataji, Brahma, Shiva and Vishnu, but the body of Vishnu is transcendental and is Shuddha Sattva. And these are the Vibhamsa, they are the living entity empowered by the Lord.
Only Brahmaji is Vibhinnamsha.
Brahma, yes, and Shiva is from mode of ignorance, and Brahmaji is in the mode of passion.
Yes.
Body wise. Yes.
Yes. Brahmaji's body is made of passion. Lord Shiva's body is made of ignorance. Lord Vishnu's body is not made of goodness. It's made of Shuddha
It's a
Sattva.
samsha. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Direct.
he is, yeah. So his body is transcendental. So why you should worship Lord Vishnu? Because his body is transcendental. Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva's body is not transcendental. That's why you should worship Lord Vishnu. So now if you equate all the demigods on the same level with Lord Vishnu, it's an offense. We should not do that. That's what this verse is saying. Yes, thank you. So let's just read, continue. So what you have to remember is Lord Vishnu's body is transcendental. That's the point. Brahma, Shiva, and the demigods, their bodies are not transcendental. Their bodies are not transcendental. And of course, all the other details that all of you have said, that's also correct. Swamsha, Vibhinnamsha, bodies made of passion, ignorance, sarvagnata, and also Sakshat Parabrahmatvam. Yes, all these points are correct. Yes, Mataji. Swati Mataji.
Mataji, one more thing you told, relationship with modes, how will be there with Brahma and Shiva. He is having some yoga, means he is touching these
modes or Maya.
Modes, but he is samipya. He is not touching directly with material nature.
Yes, that is why their body is made, correct. That is why their body is made, the body itself is made of Rajoguna and Tamoguna, because there is samyoga sambandha, there's touching. Whereas Lord Vishnu's body is not made of Sattva-guna. And he is using Sattva-guna for maintenance, but from a distance, he doesn't touch it. So that's why Samipya Sambandha, correct. Thank you. So let's just read the purport now. So the point here is, you cannot equate Lord Vishnu with the demigods. If you do, then you're a Pashandi. No one can equal Narayana. Nonetheless, Gargamuni used the word sama, meaning equal, because he wanted to treat Kṛṣṇa as the supreme personality of Godhead who had become Nanda Mahārāja's son. Gargamuni wanted to impress upon the mind of Nanda Mahārāja, your worshipable deity Narayan is so pleased with you that he has sent you a son almost equal to him in qualifications. So this is what we read in Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. Your worshipable deity Narayan is so pleased with you that he has sent you a son almost equal to him in qualifications. Therefore, you may designate your son with a similar name as Mukunda or Madhusudan, because he has qualities like Lord Narayan, so you can give the names of Narayan, like Mukunda, Madhusudan. This is still name-giving ceremony only. So first name was Kṛṣṇa, then Sriman Vasudev, and then so many other names are there. And now, he has qualities like Lord Narayan, or Lord Narayan being pleased with you has given you a son just like him. So you can call your son Madhusudan, Mukunda, like that. But you must always remember that whenever you want to do something very good, there will be many hindrances. Obstacles will be there. Obstacles will be there. This is also Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary, right? There will be obstacles. Therefore, you should protect your son. But you must always remember that whenever you want to do something very good, there will be many hindrances. Therefore, you should raise and protect this child with great care, because there will be obstacles. If you can protect this child very cautiously, as Narayan always protects you, the child will be as good as Narayan. That means if you protect your child now, then your child also will protect you, because he's as good as Narayan. So the way Narayan protects, your child will protect you, provided you protect him now nicely. Garga Muni also indicated that although the child was exaltedly qualified like Narayan, he would enjoy more than Narayan as Rasa Bihari, the central enjoyer of the Rasa dance. So he indicated that, as stated in the Brahma Samhita, because it is said, right, the actual meaning is only Narayan would be able to equal your son in qualities. That means your son will have more qualities than Narayan. What are those qualities? He will have, Rasa Lila. This only Kṛṣṇa has. Lord Narayan does not have, right? So he would enjoy more than Narayan as Rasa Bihari, the central enjoyer of the Rasa dance, as stated in the Brahma Samhita, Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambhrama Sevya Manam. He would be served by many gopis who would all be as good as the goddess of fortune. Right? And then there's one last verse. Yeah, let me just read this and we'll conclude this section. And then the next section is Krishna's crawling pastimes. Ringar Lila, it is called. So Sri Shuka Uvacha Ityatmanam Samadishya Garge cha Swagriham Gate Nandaha Pramudito Mene Atmanam Purnamashisham. Sri Shuka Uvacha Ityatmanam Samadishya Garge cha Swagriham Gate Nandaha Pramudito Mene Atmanam Purnamashisham. So, Sukadeva Goswami is now telling us, or telling Parikshit Maharaj, that thus iti Atmanam Samadishya. Atmanam Samadishya. That means who is this Atmanam? About the Supreme Lord. So, Garga Muni gave names to Kṛṣṇa and Balaram, who is the Supreme Absolute Truth. Atmanam Samadishya, after instructing about the Supreme Lord, Garge cha Swagriham Gate. Garga Muni returned to his place, to his home. Nandaha Pramudito Mene Atmanam Purnam Ashisham. And what about Nanda Mahārāja? He was extremely pleased. That, and considered himself to be fully, most fortunate. Purnam Ashisham. Purnam Ashisham means being fully blessed. He considered himself to be fully blessed for getting a son, like Kṛṣṇa, who has qualities like Lord Narayan, like that. After hearing this, he considered himself to be fully blessed. Srila Sukadeva Goswami continued, after Garga Muni, having instructed Nanda Mahārāja about Kṛṣṇa, departed for his own home, Nanda Mahārāja was very pleased and considered himself full of all good fortune. Purport. Kṛṣṇa is the super soul and Nanda Mahārāja is the individual soul. By the instructions of Garga Muni, both of them were pleased. Kṛṣṇa was pleased, the super soul, and Nanda Mahārāja. Both were pleased by Garga Muni's instructions. So Garga Muni gave names and also said what will happen, how Kṛṣṇa is going to protect. And also he gave instructions. You take care of him nicely, you protect him nicely, like that. So by hearing, Adishya means Adesh, right? Orders or instructions. So by hearing Garga Muni's instructions, both the Kṛṣṇa and Nanda Mahārāja, both were blessed, it is said. Both of them were blessed Okay. Nanda Mahārāja was thinking of Krishna's safety from the hands of demons like Putana and Shakatasura, and because he possessed such a son, he thought of himself as most fortunate. Nanda Mahārāja was thinking of Krishna's safety from the hands of demons like Putana and Shakatasura, and because he possessed such a son, he thought of him as most fortunate. Here, what is said is that so far, whatever pastimes that were discussed, killing of Putana, killing of Shakatasura, killing of Trinavarta, there you see Krishna is exhibiting his opulence, his Aishwarya. That means even though he's a small baby, in the form of a small baby, but he's killing, right? He's exhibiting his Aishwarya there. But these pastimes that are like name-giving ceremony and the future pastimes that are coming up, they're simply purely sweet, madhurya, with no tinge of Aishwarya. So that is said. And then I'll just see. Yes. So here what Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying is about Putana Shakatasur. Huh? He who took away the life of Putana and Shakatasur, right, also took away the mind of the highly qualified Gargacharya, Gargamuni. So the way Krishna took away the life of Putana, Shakatasur, in the same way he took away the mind of Gargamuni. That means Gargamuni lost his heart to Krishna. His mind was completely captivated by Krishna. Huh? So he also attracted the mind of the highly qualified Garga. Garga returned home after withdrawing his mind from Krishna and directing it back to himself. So Atmanam Samadishya. So this is another explanation given by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Atmanam Samadishya means, what did we read? That giving instructions about the Supreme Lord to Nanda Mahārāja. But another meaning, Atmanam Samadishya means his mind, which was drawn to Krishna, now he pulled it back from Krishna because he had to take care of his, he had to go back to his place and carry on with his duties. So he, after withdrawing his mind from Krishna and directing it back to himself, Atmanam Samadishya, right? He returned home. Like that it is explained. So with this shloka, we come to the end of this name-giving ceremony, lila. Gargamuni performing the name-giving ceremony of Krishna Balaram. Let me read Bhagavad Gita. Yes, Swati Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
Mataji, what is the meaning of Paribhasha Mataji? Paribhasha Sutram used to tell now.
Acha. Okay, 1 second. Maybe I'll tell it in the end after we read Bhagavad Gita. Just hold on to that question so that if anybody wants to leave, they can leave. I'll tell you. Where do I find my bookmarks? How do I go to my bookmarks? Yeah, I think I have to go here. Maybe. Yes. So yesterday we read text 29. In that we read that one who sees the super soul equally present everywhere in every living being does not degrade himself by his mind. Thus he approaches the transcendental destination. Samam pashyan hi sarvatra samavasthitam Ishwaram nahi nastyatmanatmanam yato tato yati param gatim. One who is able to see Paramatma equally, he will not degrade himself. So, yes, he will not degrade himself by destructive mentality, and he will advance in spiritual life. Okay, I think we were in a hurry yesterday, so we just read. I don't know if I explained the verse. So let me see. What is the explanation for this verse? So it is said that in this way, Jnanis, Yogis, Bhaktas follow their particular sadhana and they get their destination. We saw that previously. How to realize Paramatma, Kṛṣṇa said there are different sadhanas through Ashtanga Yoga, through Sankhya Yoga, through Nishkama Karma Yoga, like that. And also, if somebody is simply, faithfully following the instructions by hearing from the right person, he will also be able to realize. We heard that. And in this verse, what is being said? Samam pashyani sarvatra. That means everywhere he's seeing Ishvara equally present. That means this verse is talking about Jnanis seeing Brahman everywhere. How Jnanis see Brahman everywhere? They don't see difference between two objects. They don't see difference. Nirbheda Jnanam it is called. That means whether you see gold or you see stone, you don't see. Now what is our vision? Gold has more value. Stone doesn't have value like gold. So if you see gold, you will keep it nicely. But stones, so many stones are there, you don't care for them, right? You're seeing them different. That means you see the qualities of each object now in the present. But when one realizes Brahman, how does he actually practice to come to that stage? He will stop seeing the qualities of each object. That means water flows, right? Water has its characteristic features. He will train his mind not to see the qualities of water, not to see the qualities of stone. Ultimately, if you don't see the qualities of each object, everything will look like one. There is no difference between male, female, stone, gold, nothing. Everything will look like one. This is called Nirbheta Jnanam. And in this way, the Jnanis see Brahman everywhere. That oneness that they are seeing everywhere, that is Brahman. They have no attachment or hatred to anything. They don't see goldness in gold, stoneness in stone, like this. There is no bhedam or no difference between two things. That means they don't see this one person as friend, one person as enemy. No difference between earth, water, fire, air, ether. Simply oneness. One who is able to see like this, he will not fall anymore. That is what this verse is saying. One who is able to see this oneness, everywhere he is seeing only that Brahman, he will not fall anymore. But if you have attachment, then you get greed to preserve gold and you become angry if someone takes it away, right? Or you'll feel jealous if someone else has it. And you will try to gratify your senses if you don't have that Nirbheda Jnanam. Considering one thing to be favorable and one thing to be unfavorable. You have raga and dvesha, attachment and aversion for people and things. And as a result of that, you will suffer. So this is the position of a Jivatma that is covered by avidya. But being covered by avidya, can you see Brahman everywhere? No. First, you have to replace that avidya with vidya. How? How do you get vidya? How can one get vidya?
By antakarana shuddhi, Mataji.
Nishkam Karma Yoga.
Yes, by doing Nishkama Karma Yoga, you get Antakarana Shuddhi. So
Antakarana
Antakarana Shuddhi is the result. What you do is Nishkama Karma Yoga. Yes. By doing Nishkama Karma Yoga, your avidya is replaced by vidya. That is what is called Antakarana Shuddhi. That means you realize, I'm not this body, I'm soul. Then you won't experience raga, dvesha. That, of course, further you'll practice jnana sadhanas to, what do you say? To make that, so you increase your vidya. So even after you leave home, right, after Nishkama Karma Yoga, you leave your home, but you may still get some thoughts of family, right? But by practicing Jnana Sadhana, all that is completely removed. And your practice, your means that Jnani's practice will be not to see the qualities of objects. So he sees only oneness. So therefore, there won't be any attachment or aversion like that. So this path of Jnana and ultimately realizing Brahman like this, it's not an easy path. Shravanam Kirtanam is the easy path. It's easy to absorb one's senses and mind in the Lord than it is to see Brahman everywhere. Right? If you engage in Shravanam and Kirtanam, you will see Bhagavan everywhere. This verse is talking about Brahman because this is Jnana Yoga section, but it's easier and it is even higher to realize Bhagavan like that. So then when he sees Bhagavan everywhere, this is the condition of a pure devotee. Comes to, asakti, bhava, prema stages. Then his pure heart will always run after Bhagavan. And, such a pure devotee, sometimes he will appear like a madman to the world. He will appear like a person who's covered by avidya, like a madman. But the difference is one covered by avidya thinks that I am intelligent. And if he sees a jnani who's leaving gold and going away, this man covered by avidya thinks this jnani is crazy. He doesn't see the value of gold. He's leaving gold and going away. But in reality, who is crazy? The one covered by avidya is crazy. The one holding on to gold is crazy. But he is thinking the jnani is crazy who's leaving gold and going away. Because these glittering things like gold and everything else, they are made of the three modes under the influence of Maya. After Brahmaji's 100 years, everything winds up and goes back into Prakriti. But being controlled by Maya, now we are thinking, I want this, I don't want that. And by this, we remain in material bondage. And we get extreme pain because of others' hatred. But actually, the fact is, this Jivatma covered by avidya is foolish. Devotees who are in higher stages like asakti, bhava, and prema, they're constantly thinking about Bhagavan. Like that. So, I'm just showing you equal vision of a jnani and equal vision of a devotee. The jnani is seeing Brahman everywhere, so he has no asakti for material things. Devotee is seeing Bhagavan everywhere at all times. He's thinking about Bhagavan. And there are symptoms, he dances like a madman, like that. And the people covered by avidya see him as mad. Not that he's madman, but those covered by avidya see him as a madman for dancing, in ecstasy, like that. And this avidya covered person sees a jnani also as a madman for leaving gold and just, not understanding the value of gold. But only those who get this equal vision Brahman vision, they will get the ultimate destination and they will not fall down. That's what is being said in this verse. Samam pashyan hi sarvatra samavastitam ishwaram. That means he's seeing that Lord present everywhere. Nahi nastyatman atmanam tato yati paramgatim. And if one is not able to see that, then he will not get paramgati. Okay, I'll just read today's verse. Prakrityaiva cha karmani kriyamanani sarvashaha yah pashyati tathatmanam akartaram sa pashyati. One who can see that all activities are performed by the body, which is created of material nature, and sees that the self does nothing, actually sees. Again, a person who is not covered by avidya, he will not see himself as the body. He will see himself as separate from the body. And whatever activities that are being performed by the body, he sees that these are being carried out by material nature. Remember? Karya Karana Kartrutve. So, how these activities are being performed, there are three players there. Karya, Karana and Karta. Karta means the demigods expansion, controlling deity. Karya means the object. And Karana means the sense. So, these three are at play for any activities being done. So, what are these three things? Senses, sense objects, and the controlling deities. All these are coming from material nature, Prakriti. So Prakriti is cause for all activities. A person who is not covered by avidya is able to see this, or one who is able to see Brahman everywhere. The previous verse said, right? So such a person who is able to see Brahman everywhere, he can understand that whatever activities are being done, it's being done by material nature. He is not doing anything. One who sees like this is actually seeing. Purport. This body is made by material nature under the direction of the super soul, and whatever activities are going on in respect to one's body are not his doing. Whatever one is supposed to do, either for happiness or for distress, one is forced to do because of the bodily constitution. That is the thing. We think that I like and I am doing. All this is under the influence of ahankara. Ahankara is one of the elements of Prakriti. Under the influence of ahankara, we are thinking, I like this, this is my friend, this is my enemy, like that. One is forced to do. Whatever one is supposed to do, either for happiness or distress, even whatever you're doing for happiness, you're thinking you're doing, but actually you're being forced to act like that under the influence of this material nature because of the bodily constitution. The self, however, is outside all these bodily activities. The other day, some days ago, Atulya Harinam Prabhu had asked a question, who is suffering? Is it the body or the soul? This is, that day I explained. See, the self, however, is outside all these bodily activities. This body is given according to one's past desires. That means karma. You have that karma. To fulfill desires, one is given the body with which he acts accordingly. Practically speaking, the body is a machine designed by the Supreme Lord to fulfill desires. Because of desires, one is put into difficult circumstances to suffer or to enjoy. This transcendent, and these desires, you know what these desires are? Again, based on that, I told you today, your karma is in different stages. Aprarabdha, prarabdha, kutam, bijam. Bijam means when you do one karma, it leaves behind an impression or vasana. Impression. What does that do? That impression will make you want to do it again. It will make you do it again. And we call that desire. Where did that desire come from? Because of doing it once, now it has left behind an impression. And that is vasana. That will make you do again and again and again. And we think, I like it, I desire it, I want it. Actually, under the stringent laws of Prakriti, we are just being pulled here and there. So, because of desires, one is put into difficult circumstances to suffer or to enjoy. This transcendental vision of the living entity, when developed, makes one separate from bodily activities. One who has such vision is an actual seer. Okay, so I'm stopping today's session here. I'll answer Swati Mataji's question. And if
Mataji,
anybody,
one more thing, Mataji.
one second, if anybody wants to leave, you can leave. I'm just going to answer questions now. Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
Mataji, is Vasana and Samskara both are same, Mataji? Can you differentiate both?
Vasana means, so your karma is in, aprarabdha, kutam, bijam. So this is how it is. Aprarabdha means you did one activity and you get a reaction for that. But it is not sufficient to produce a result yet. It's just, like a small fraction. So you have to accumulate. So you'll do it a few times, several times, and then it is accumulated. So aprarabdha means you did it, but the result is not yet, it's not enough. What you have done is not sufficient to produce a result yet. That's aprarabdha. So it's not manifest. Then kutam means you do several times, and that accumulation of all that, now it has formed a good portion. Okay, Madhava, you can go. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So kutam means that is accumulation. Bijam means because of doing it so many times, it is leaving. That means that bijam has made a vasana, an impression. So you asking me, is impression, vasana the same thing? You can say it's the same thing. But exactly what it means is you will get the result for what you did. But what vasana does is it will make you do again. So you will reap the result for your kutam, right? Accumulated, aprarabdha karma accumulated enough. Now that can give a result. So that will result in prarabdha karma eventually. But it is also leaving a vasana. That vasana will make you do that activity again and again.
Mataji, samskara, you still know, Mataji. Vasana and samskara both are same?
You can say, but samskaras, we discussed it when we were, like impressions are formed on chitta, right? For everything, you have some samskaras. For example, whatever knowledge, whatever you hear, whatever knowledge you acquire, whatever tastes, everything has some samskaras. Impressions are there on your chittam. But what I'm saying is vasana means it is going to make you do that activity again. You can say it is impression, but in what context you want to know if samskara and vasana is same? What is your intention of asking that?
Mataji, we used to hear, no, so I got a doubt. Vasana is, actually samskara means purification, you used to tell. But vasana
No,
is
not like that. Don't mix all these things because you have to understand in which context it is said. Samskara means many meanings are there, not only one meaning. Sanskrit to samskara means to purify something. That is also there. Samskara, we do Shodasha samskaras. That is also samskara. Samskara means impressions that are formed, right? Every time you hear something, you taste something, the impressions are stored in your chittam. That is also samskara. So you use that in that context. In this context, you take vasana.
Yes, Mataji, thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Amal
Can I
Sundar.
can I ask a question if you have time?
Yes.
So the vasana that you're saying, it doesn't have a negative connotation to it, right? It is like vasana for anything either positive or negative. Or are you meaning a negative connotation?
No. Karma, karma itself should be taken as a negative connotation. But if you are saying in terms of getting, pious, like, how do you say, punya and papa? Yeah, both
Right.
are included.
Both
Vasana
are,
applies to both.
because if we are doing something repetitive and getting vasana, so example, um I have a strong desire to go to temple. I went once, I really liked it, I enjoyed it. Now I have registered that I like doing this, and so I want to go again, do it more often. Is that also a vasana? Versus I went to let's say a party, and I liked it and I want to go again. Now both the things don't have a positive connotation, that is material versus spiritual advancement. So can we
No.
take both at the same platform, or what?
No. Bhakti, so going to temple, and that is Sakshat Bhakti, direct
Right.
devotional service. So this is in relation to karma. So this is karma. So when you talk about prarabdha, aprarabdha, kutam, bijam, this is karma. So bijam means the stage of karma which is producing vasana. Vasana means it's a desire to do the same thing again. So in
Anything again and again.
again and again, but it is applicable to karma. So in karma you have positive and negative. You can be doing punya karma, like some people like to give charity. So that can become, you keep giving charity, and then that can become a vasana. Like you want to keep doing it over and over again. So punya also can have that, and papa also. Like,
Okay.
but we
Got it.
won't bring bhakti in this.
Yeah, and I'm just asking about vasana, like what connotation you were using that. Okay.
Wanting to do it again. Karma.
Again. Okay.
Yeah, karma.
Okay.
But we will not apply it to bhakti.
Right.
Like that.
Okay. So just karma. Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Sure.
Mataji, vasana used, you told that it can use in both papa and punya.
Yes.
That samskara can use in only good, means for punya.
Samskara in what sense samskara?
Samskara means what sense means instead of using vasana, in some context it will come as samskara, no Mataji.
No. Here we are talking about prarabdha, aprarabdha, kutam, bijam. So bijam refers to vasana. So we are talking about the reaction to karma. When you do one karma, then that karma will have a reaction. What is that reaction? First, it is aprarabdha, because it doesn't have a sufficient reaction to actually produce a result. There is some reaction, but it is not sufficient to produce a result. That is aprarabdha. And then if you keep doing it several times, then the result will accumulate sufficiently. The reaction will accumulate sufficiently that it can actually produce a prarabdha karma. Prarabdha karma means it is manifest. The result will be manifested. So that result can be positive or negative. If you're doing pious activity, then the result will be you'll take birth in a good family, or you'll be intelligent, beautiful, go to swarga, all these things. So that is the result, positive result of your karma. And negative result will be if you're doing some forbidden activities, then that result will be, you'll get, different things like a sick body, or, ugly body, poor body, like that. So, aprarabdha, kutam, then bijam. Bijam means when you do that activity, every time you do that activity, it is leaving vasana. Vasana, like smell, right? Vasana. That's what it means, vasana. That means that taste for that remains, and that taste will make you do it again. Why you are bringing samskara here again and again, I don't understand. This is
according to his previous samskara, they used to tell, according to his previous samskaras, he is doing like this.
Previous samskaras, he is doing like this, that is there, yes. So
in that context, how can we understand, Mataji, that one samskara meaning?
in that context, how you understand is you have impressions of everything in your chittam. So how we discuss samskaras there as chittam is you can say, I think, you can say samskara as vasana in that sense. You can say that. So example is like if you see a pen, you have already seen pen in the past, so that impression is there, right? So now the next time when you see a pen, how do you know it is a pen? How do you get that knowledge that it is a pen? Because you saw in the past, and in the past by seeing that you got knowledge. How did you get that knowledge? Maybe your mother told you, or somehow you got that knowledge that this is a pen, and that impression is stored in your mind that this object is a pen. The next time when your senses come in contact with that object pen, your intelligence will go and check the chittam to see if there are any past impressions. And because you already were exposed in the past, when your intelligence checks with your chitta, it will immediately catch, oh, this object which I'm seeing now, it is pen. Because from past experience, this is a pen. Like that, it will match. So because you have all these impressions or samskaras in your chittam, you're gaining knowledge. And so this is a process how you get knowledge. This is a mechanism, the mechanism of gaining knowledge. When your senses come in touch with a sense object, that picture, that image is sent to the mind. In the mind, vritti of that object is formed. Vritti means like an image or a function, right? Of that object. So the pen that you're seeing outside, that pen, the image of that pen is there in the mind now. And then the mind will send this information to the intelligence. Before you get knowledge what that object is, it is sent to the intelligence. And intelligence also doesn't know immediately. It will go to your chittam and check with past samskaras. So what samskaras are there in your chittam? This is a pen and I like this pen, things like that, whatever has happened in the past. So by checking with those samskaras, intelligence will match and see, oh, this object matches with this past, whatever I have seen. So this is a pen. Finally, intelligence comes to the conclusion that this object is a pen and then produces the knowledge. Oh, this is a pen. So in this context, we had studied about samskaras, how knowledge is produced. In that context, we had studied samskara. So samskara means impressions are there about everything. So those samskaras are there in you, like that.
So Mataji,
One
based
second,
on
Mataji.
this,
Let me see if she's done first. Swati Mataji.
Mataji, Hare Krishna Mataji, vritti means the image, whatever we are seeing outside, it is forming in the chittam.
First finish with samskaras, then we'll go. Because, when you jump from here to there, I'm like going all over the place. One thing at a time. So the samskaras thing is done, settled, resolved.
Yes, Mataji. In between, you told about vritti, no? I got doubt. Okay.
Okay. Vritti. Okay, what about Vritti? I have to go to Amala Sundari Mataji also. 1 second. Yes, Mataji.
no Mataji, just this point only I'm clarifying for myself. The samskaras, as per your explanation, are information that is stored or the knowledge on the chitta. Vasana then becomes the affinity, like
Not knowledge, Mataji. You don't call it knowledge in the chitta.
like the
Impressions.
from the previous experiences.
Yes.
And then in that is clear, and so the vasana will become the affinity to do something again and again.
Yes.
So that are two different things then.
Right. Right. So vasana means it will leave behind that fragrance or whatever you want to say of that activity.
Affinity or liking to do again.
Yes. And that will make you do it again and again. Yes. That's Vasana.
Oh, thank you.
Sure. Okay, Mataji, Vritti, you asked something about Vritti. Swati Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
You are in mute.
Yes, Mataji. About Vritti you are telling now. I am asking about
What's
Vritti.
your question about that?
Is Vritti means whatever we are seeing outside, it is forming in the Chittam.
Mind.
It is
Mind.
Mind. Okay.
Mind.
Not in Chittam.
No. So you remember the diagram like this Jivatma, it's covered by Ahankara, Chittam, Buddhi, Manaha, Indriya, and then gross body, and outside you have all those sense objects. So sense object, you keep a pen and your senses. Senses come in. Before the senses, first Chittam goes to the object. That's called awareness. And then this is the sequence, how you gain knowledge. So first Chittam goes to an object and you become aware. Then the senses, when they come in contact with that sense object, like a camera, right? You take a picture like that, that image of that object. Image is for seeing. It's for all senses. For your taste also. Right? So you put something on your tongue, then the image of that taste is formed in the mind. Or you hear some sound, some music. Image of that sound is formed in the mind. That is called vritti. And vrittis can be material and transcendental also. So when in bhava stage, you will actually have vritti of Bhagavan in your heart, because you're not seeing the Lord directly face to face, but you will be seeing the vritti, transcendental vritti of the Lord in your mind, in the heart. Heart also is now transcendentalized. In that heart, you're seeing the vritti of the Lord. So vritti means the image of the object outside. It can be, image of, for the eyes, for the nose, for ears. It can be for any sense. That is called vritti. It's a function. Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
So shall we end here? Thank you all so much. Grantaraj, Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Mataji,
jai.
Paribhasha. You told us.
Paribhasha Sutram. Okay. So, Paribhasha Sutram, this is actually, okay. Paribhasha Sutram means wherever there is aniyame niyamakarini. This is the meaning of Paribhasha Sutram. Aniyame niyamakarini. That means when there is no regulation, Paribhasha Sutram brings regulation. Okay? Aniyame niyamakarini. So, in any scripture or in any book, you will find Paribhasha Sutram. Paribhasha Sutram is found in a particular place. The place where you find it is very important. So there are different points about Paribhasha Sutram. Paribhasha Sutram comes only once, in one place, in the entire text. Whatever scripture, you take Srimad Bhagavatam or any, literary work you take, in the entire book, it will come only in one place. And where will it come? It will come in the very beginning, in the beginning of the book, not somewhere in the middle or end. And even though it appears only in one place, it has its power, its influence throughout the whole book. It is compared to a lamp. There is a lamp in a room. The lamp is in one place, but the light from that lamp spreads throughout the room. Like that, Paribhasha Sutram will be only in one place. And where will you find it? You find it in the beginning and also in the index. Suchika. Suchika means index chapter, the table of contents, you say. Like that, you see in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Charitamrit, you will find even in Srimad Bhagavatam, in the very beginning section. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, in Adi Lila or in Madhya Lila, in the beginning itself, you will find a list of all the pastimes that will be discussed in that section. That's called Suchika. Like that, in the beginning, in the chapter of the contents, which is giving you the list of all the things that are going to be described, there you will find Paribhasha Sutram. And there are other points also, but for us, for Srimad Bhagavatam, what is Paribhasha Sutram? Kṛṣṇastu Bhagavan Swayam. That is Paribhasha Sutram. Kṛṣṇastu Bhagavan Swayam means Kṛṣṇa is Swayam Bhagavan, the original personality of Godhead. It will come only once in the entire Srimad Bhagavatam, in the very beginning. Which chapter? Chapter 3, which is giving the avatars, which will be described in detail. But it is also called Janma Guhya Adhyaya. Janma Guhya Adhyaya means this is giving us the secret of the origin of all these avatars. Where are the avatars coming from? First there is Bhagavan. Bhagavan accepted the form of Purusha, Karanodakshaya Viṣṇu, then Garbhodakshaya Viṣṇu, then from Garbhodakshaya Viṣṇu's Amsha, Brahmaji, and then Kshirodakshaya Viṣṇu, and from him all the other avatars. That means it is actually showing you the origin of all the avatars. The relationship is being shown. That's why this chapter is called Janma Guhya Adhyaya, also called Declaration chapter. So in this chapter, this place, Paribhasha Sutram will be found in this chapter. So these are all the conditions for Paribhasha Sutram, for you to accept one verse as Paribhasha Sutram. So Kṛṣṇastu Bhagavan Swayam statement satisfies all these conditions. Therefore, that is accepted as Paribhasha Sutram. And its influence will be there throughout Srimad Bhagavatam. Why throughout Srimad Bhagavatam? Because Srimad Bhagavatam is the Chakravarti Pramana. That means Srimad Bhagavatam has precedence over all other scriptures. And in Srimad Bhagavatam, the Paribhasha Sutram is Kṛṣṇastu Bhagavan Swayam. Even if you find any statements that are contrary to this, that means if it says that Kṛṣṇa is an avatar of Lord Nārāyaṇa or things like that, Paribhasha Sutram will go and correct it. Aniyame Niyamakarini. Right? Even if there is something different, Paribhasha Sutram will go and correct that. No. Kṛṣṇa is supreme, not anybody else. You understand? So in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.28, Ete Chamsa Kalapunsa, that shloka is Paribhasha Sutra.
Mataji, can we call Paribhasha Sutram as a definition?
It is an independent statement. It is an independent statement in Srimad Bhagavatam.
So definition, if we cannot call it as definition.
I don't know. It is said as an independent statement.
Independence. Okay. Okay, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. It's a big discussion. Just that one verse can be discussed for so many hours. So all that cannot be discussed here. But in essence, whatever little I could explain, I explained about Paribhasha Sutram. Okay, we will end here. Thank you all so much. Grantaraj, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhakti Vrinda ki jai. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripasinubhyeva cha.
Viṣṇu-pakṣān.
Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki jai. Thank you.